these are a few bits from the carriage, and I've just degreased them with some brake cleaner, and that gives you an indication of the kind of detritus. You get lots of metal filings, metal particles and rubbish. It's a bit of a faff. It'd be good if I had a parts cleaner, but brake cleaner and elbow grease seems to work quite well. So the carriage is all nice and clean, but there's a lot of play. So I can use this block, but just take some off to pull that up. But I think I would rather machine a new block and make it deeper and put a phosphor bronze bar in with adjustment screws in the bottom, so that I can get this perfect. Well, there's very little contact area there. You know, barely half of the land that's available. There's a big gap. Maybe that's better. And then you can just see the huge gap there. Hardly any, barely an eighth of an inch. So that's absolute shit. It'll have to be remade. And again, it's lots of flop. The biggest problem is if I remake this deeper, clearly we're going to have an issue with DRO. And I wish I'd thought about that earlier, because I've got to take the bosses off and reposition the holes. Now you don't need any engineer's blue to see that there's only a bit of contact at either end. You know, it's been rough machined, and then the grinders just touch the ends. Pile of crap. There's only barely an eighth of an inch contact. You know, it's out here. Just rubbish. Just cleaning this up and deburring it, and again this is losing its well, I'm just getting pissed off with this. These screws are just tossed in at any angle. There's just no care or attention. It's all over the place. They don't do up properly. One of them is breaking through into the cavity there. It's just not good enough. And there's no excuse. Blind Monkey and boxing gloves could do a better job. The cross side's all cleaned up and deburred. If I decide to move, which I'm pretty sure I will, move the DRO to the front of the carriage, I will put a screw in there, Loctite screw in there, and flush that off. Don't like it because it will be visible no matter what I do, but we can try and make it as unobtrusive as possible. It's a good idea. This isn't finished because I think I'm going to attack it with some really fine wet and dry and polish it. But until I know that the rest of the machine is worth spending the effort on, I've given it a coat of Renaissance wax. You can use any wax, but it will just protect it until I, whilst it's in storage, till I decide what to do. So I've made up this little piece of wood to represent the increased thickness when I make the new keeper plate with adjusting screws, just so I can get an idea of the clearance I need to leave for the DRO. There's actually plenty of room. The other thing I realised is they've just used the standard spacers that come with the DRO kit, but actually there's no need for them to be spaced out at all. You want it as tight to that as possible, because what they had to do is put double the amount of spacers on there, which makes it less stable. As long as you can clear this slight raised area, you're fine.